Hey, schmack-a-magab, everybody. Dennis Turney Jr. He asked me to put the TOTO album, the first TOTO album against Kansas. Now, Dennis, there are times where I'll get a donation and I'm free that day, and I'll do it that same day. But most times I don't do that. But this time I did. So Dennis asked me to do this TOTO album, I think against Angel. And there's another, what's the other donation he's got? Angel White Hot again versus White Snake Trouble. No problem, my friend. I'll do these as well. You know? You only live once. So do as many track by track as you can. You know? That's what I think. Anyway, which album do I like more? You know, I've lived with these albums since they were released. Seriously. I gotta go with Point of No Return. Oh, I know you guys like when I yap. And I just thought of this the other day. Back in, I remember the year too, 1990. I was at my friend owned a record store, Apple's Records. And he had this really snobby coworker, right? So, you know, I go visit my friend, I'm looking through the CDs, and I saw they had Point of No Return on compact disc for cheap. I've had this vinyl right here forever. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get this, right? So I go to get it, and his coworker just, really? You're gonna buy that crap? You like Kansas? What? That's a guy that shouldn't work in a record store, man. You know, don't you figure if you work in a record store, you gotta pretend to like everything? At least to sell it? If not, then you're a snob and, you know, I hope your record store goes under. Fucking respect people. What the hell's wrong with you? But yeah, that guy let me have it. Because he thought Kansas sucks. But I told him that day, I said, hey. Kansas rules, my brother. You may not like it, but what it does to me, it makes me love it. Charge my goddamn CD. So there you go, a little yap. But that's an actual true story. Oh, and I'll tell you another true story. At the same record store, one day I'm there, you know, just hanging out with my friend Paul, which I think Paul passed away. I could be wrong, but he wasn't the healthiest guy. And, well, all right, I'm going to go off on another rant about Paul. Paul moved. Here's the thing. Oh boy, this is a good story. This is a good story because there's a moral to the story. And Dennis and Melissa, I hope you're enjoying my yapping. All right? Paul, his last name was actually Gay. I'm not lying. Paul Gay. But he told everybody his last name was Williams. You know, like the genius that wrote Phantom of the Paradise. That I just saw, he signed my album, my Phantom of the Paradise soundtrack, and he wrote Trust Me, Paul Williams. How cool is that? But anyway, Paul faked the back injury. And I remember, man, back then, this was around 89, 90, when he was waiting to go, you know, to court to sue for his back injury, he'd be playing football with us. And I'm talking about people tackling him, all this shit. So he was faking the back injury, right? Now, he won. And he got thousands and thousands of thousands of dollars. What did he do? He bought his mom a Cadillac, and he bought himself that record store, Apple's Records. He did that from the settlement, right? Fast forward, I don't know, I don't even think 6 months later. He had to close the store. He wasn't selling shit. The last thing I heard about Paul was he moved. Oh wait, no, I heard before, but he moved to Texas. And what I heard was he was selling all his CDs and stuff at a flea market. So the moral of that story is That's dirty money. And I really do believe karma paid Paul a visit. Some of you don't believe in karma. That's cool. I do. You know? It's like that guy that told me cancer sucks. You can't tell me karma ain't real. But if you think it's not real, that's okay with me. That's okay with me. But anyway, going back to the other story I was going to say, we're 6 minutes into it and I haven't even started. I know you guys like when I yap, right? And one day I'm at Paul's record store, Apple Records, right? And who walks in? The guitar player from REM, Peter Buck. True story. And I like REM. I mean, I'm not a big fan, but there were a handful of songs I knew from them. And I was like, oh, wow, you know, you're Peter Buck from REM. And I got an autograph. This was pre-cell phones. I didn't get a selfie. Let's start the damn track by track. Here we go. Wow, 7 minutes of yapping. All right. We start with Point of No Return versus Child's Anthem. I'll tell you this right now. I'm giving that to Toto. Point of No Return. It's my least favorite song off this album, to tell you the truth. I don't think it's a bad song. This whole song's all killer, no filter. But it's my least favorite of all of them. Giving that to Toto. Next, Paradox versus I'll Supply the Love. That one's tough. Really tough. I gotta give it to Toto. Alright, next. The Spider, the instrumental. Awesome song. I love the live version with a drum solo. Against Georgie Porgy. I'm going again with Toto, man. Toto's fucking wow, right out of the gate. And I like that Point of No Return more. All right. Next, Portrait versus Manuela's Run. Both great, but that one goes to Kansas. I love Portrait, one of my favorite songs on here. Next, Closet Chronicles versus You Are the Flower. Again, I got to go with Kansas on that, man. Closet Chronicles is a masterpiece. Time to pick a random album. Let's go. Let's go back here. 'Cause, you know, sometimes I pick from the same area. I don't think I'd pick from way back here. All right, there's a bootleg album. It's called From Obscurity to Eternity. I picked 2 albums, by the way. So, yeah, this, it has the Suicide Show, the EP. It says EP version. It is all wrong. It's got, yeah, to tell you the truth, I don't know if all this is him. I have another Randy Rhoads bootleg that I read online. It's not him. So who knows if this is him or not, but he's definitely not playing flute on the album. And then the other one I grabbed was a disappointment. I bought it when it was new, condition critical. And I know it's in black Sharpie, but all the band members signed it, as well as my Mental Health album. But I love the song Scream and Shout. It's one of my favorite Quiet Riot songs. And I read an interview with Kevin DuBrow saying that's the worst song he ever wrote. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, huh? All right. Oops. Lightning's Hand versus Goodbye Girl. Lightning's Hand might be my favorite. No, it's not, but it's one of my favorites. And it wins. All right. Dust in the Wind versus Taking It Back. I'll never ever get sick of Dust in the Wind. I just think it's a beautiful song about, you know, what happens to us. All we are dust in the wind, you know? After we die, we become dust. It's beautiful. I love the lyrics and the acoustic, the way that acoustic is playing, and the violin from Robbie. Fucking beautiful. It wins. All right, next. Sparks of the Tempest versus Hold the Line. No, I'm sorry. Rockmaker, not Hold the Line. I gotta go with Sparks of the Tempest. Another amazing song. All right. Next, Nobody's Home. Probably my favorite, that one. Versus Hold the Line. Man. I would say, yeah, they're both my favorite. No, I'll Supply Love's my favorite on TOTO, but this hurts a lot to do this, but I'm giving that to TOTO. I love Nobody's Home. What an emotionally amazing song, but Hold the Line just can't be messed with. It'll stab you with a jagged object in a dark alley. All right, the last song, Hopelessly Human versus Angela. Hopelessly Human. I gotta give that to Kansas. So Dennis Turney Jr., this here's the final score. Hey, point of no return, 1-2 though, you know, I mean, pretty cool matchup. Thank you so much, Dennis. I hope you enjoyed this track by track. I have no problem redoing it, and the Angel versus Whitesnake will be done soon. Thank you so much, my friend. You rule, Melissa rules, and everybody out there, you all rule. If you want to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and ring that little notification bell, because that's good for the YouTube algorithm. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and schmack 'em a cow.